Welcome to the Advenio video series. This video looks at the Advenio experience from the point of view of the visitors to your building. Advenio is designed to work best on a touchscreen monitor facing away from the receptionist at the receptionist desk, facing the door, so when visitors first arrive to your building, the first thing they see is the Advenio system ready to receive them. Now, Advenio knows when it's been idle for a few seconds, and when it is, it goes into a screensaver mode, which is exactly what happened here. So through the course of this demonstration, as I talk and as I don't touch the screen and the screen goes black, it's because Advenio went into its screensaver mode. To come out of screensaver mode, we simply need to click the screen. We'll go into detail on screensaver mode at the end of this video, but for now you just need to know that the clicking of the screen represents a person touching their finger to the touchscreen. All touchscreens behave that way. The touchscreen is simply a mouse click. So through the course of this demonstration, I will be using a mouse and I will be clicking the buttons. But that represents a visitor at your reception desk touching the screen with their finger. Now you don't need to use a touchscreen monitor in order to use the Advenio system. It will work very well with a keyboard and a mouse. But we have to remember that many of the visitors to your building may not be technically competent. They may actually be a little bit afraid of the technology. And we find that the touchscreen interface is a bit less frightening for them. It's a bit more inviting and a bit more engaging. So we prefer that you use, and we recommend that you do use, a touchscreen interface. Advenio installs with this appearance. You can see that we've got our banner at the top introducing Advenio, welcoming the visitor to the building, and we've got this blue background where we will collect the information for our electronic logbook. And at the bottom you can see that we have a touchscreen toolbar that the customer will use, that the visitor will use to interact with the system. If you were using a mouse and a keyboard, this bottom section would not be here, and it would simply be the blue background all the way down. Advenio's appearance is very customizable. We can incorporate your logos, we can incorporate your graphics, and we can incorporate your color schemes. So if you would like to use the Advenio system and have it look as though it was written specifically for your organization to help enforce your corporate identity and your brand identity to your visitors as soon as they walk through the building, we can do that customization for you. Simply go to www.turningpost.com and contact us about current customization rates. For now, for the course of this demonstration, we will use this default appearance. Now, the Advenio user interface is designed to operate as simply as possible. Again, trying to take into account those visitors who may be a little bit afraid of advanced technology. So you can see that what we have here at the top is a data entry area where we will collect the information for the electronic logbook. The visitor simply uses this keypad to enter the information we ask for up here. Now we could tab through the options by clicking on the tabs. We can tab through the options using the next and the previous button. We can actually tab forward using the tab buttons, and we can tab forward using the enter button. That's because some people will be more familiar with next, previous. Some people will be more familiar with tab. Some people will be more familiar with enter. And we want to give people a sense of familiarity. So each of these options will just simply move the visitor through the wizard in order to collect their information. The first thing that Advenio asks for is the first name. So using the touchscreen toolbar down here, again, I am simply clicking with a mouse. They will be pressing with their finger. We can enter our first name. When we're done, we will click the next button. As you can see, we can hit the previous button to go back, use backspace to make changes if we want. But we will do the next button, and the next prompt is for the last name. Now it's important to understand that Advenio will not force you to use any of these tabs. It will allow you to hide these tabs as you see fit for your organization. For the course of this demonstration, we will collect all of this information. If you decide you don't necessarily need to track citizenship of your visitors, we can hide this tab. That all happens in the administrative section of the Advenio system, and there will be another video in this video series to explain that. For now, we will enter our last name as Doe, and we'll click the next button. The organization tab is asking us being now the visitor to your building, what organization we're representing. So we will type in our company, Turning Post, and click the next button. This tab is the tab that's asking for citizenship to the United States. we will click Yes, we are a citizen. Now this information is going to be available again in the administrative side. So somebody, an administrator who wants to, can have a screen up which will show the current list of visitors to the building and if they are a citizen or not. That way, if corrective action or if any action has to happen for visitors who are not U.S. citizens, they can be alerted to that very quickly. We will go ahead and say Next. This screen asks us who we are here to visit. Now, this is very customizable as well in the administrative side, but we have chosen the terminology of team. So it says, please select the team with which you are associated. Well, I'm here to have a meeting, hypothetically, with human resources, so I will click human resources. We could have changed the terminology to be agency. We could have changed the terminology to be representative, or any terminology that you prefer. And of course, the administrative side also allows you to alter this list to have whichever values you prefer. We will hit the Next button, and this is the screen with which the visitor will produce their visitor badge. They can click the Preview button, and they will see what the screen looks like. It says Guest. It gives their name in big, crisp letters so that they can clearly be identified in the building. It shows who they are there to visit and the date of their visit. Now you can see that it disappeared. Advenio is expecting many people to be coming to the door, and it tries to keep itself ready for the next person. So if this person was filling out a visitor's badge, hit the Preview button, got distracted, left, we don't want this information sitting on the screen for the next person. So this screen, after a few seconds of inactivity, will just disappear. However, we want to go ahead and print the badge, so I will do the Preview and click the Print button. And what you can't see is that my Dymo label printer is right now producing a guest badge that I could peel off, stick to my shirt, and be clearly identified as a guest throughout the course of my visit. You will also see that Advenio has now cleared itself of all of its information. If we go Next through the tabs, or if we go Previous, you can see that none of the information from the previous visitor remains. Advenio gives you the chance of having privacy. A paper logbook does not. With a paper logbook, guests can flip backwards through the book to see who else has been in the building before them. Advenio will collect the information, put it into the electronic visitor log, and then clear the screen. There's no visual history of it. So the next person to the screen has none of that history. Advenio is just cleared out, ready for them to come. Down on the bottom of the screen where we have our touchscreen toolbar, you can see that we have two options. We have the English and the Spanish toolbars. This is simply for Spanish, not necessarily for Spanish-speaking guests, because you can see the screen remains in English, but guests with Spanish names, we have added the Enye button here so that their names can be more accurately represented on their visitor badge. Now, as I said, there will be periods of time where guests are coming to your desk and they'll be using the system this way. And there will also be periods of time of inactivity where Advenio will go into its screensaver mode. It has two screensaver modes to choose from. The first is what you've been seeing here. It will go to a black screen and it will scroll information. It will scroll text from across the screen from the bottom to the top. You can use that to display meeting room assignments or meeting agendas so that people who arrive to your building will have some direction of where they go to next. The other screensaver mode that Advenio has is a video and audio mode, where you can actually display video and play audio into the lobby from the Advenio system. The thinking here is that if you have people arriving to a meeting and they arrive several minutes early, they will be waiting in your visitor reception center with nothing to do. And this gives you the opportunity to display for them promotional and advertising material to reinforce your brand and your corporate identity, to highlight the benefits of your business to them while they sit and are a captive audience for you. As you can see, I clicked on the screen. The screensaver disappears, or a person on a touchscreen, the next visitor to the building, would simply touch the screen. The screensaver will disappear, and it's ready to receive them into the building. They can begin entering in the information for their own visitor badge. The screensaver has a notice at the top that says touch here to display a visitor's badge. So it's not up to the visitor to know to do that. They will have direction as soon as they walk into the building of what they're supposed to do next. For more information, you can go to www.turningpost.com/Advenio and contact us about customization rates or to see additional videos from the Advenio video series. Thank you very much.